Today we're looking at trade setups on Bitcoin and the currency pair Australian dollar Swiss franc. Stay right where you are. Hi, this is Tim from TradingStrategyGuides.com. Stay around till the end of the video and I'll share a bit more about my Comcash Alerts app that gives you a place to chat with me and see more of my trade setups. And yes, Nelly, today we're looking at Bitcoin again. Bitcoin has made us a mint in the last few months, even with the half-size loser from earlier this month. Bitcoin has a nice looking bull flag on it, so we'll check that one out, and an ascending triangle on the Australian dollar Swiss franc currency pair. But first, let's take a look at the active trades and later on this week's trading maxim. Happy Monday once again, and aside from a little thunderstorm action last week, the weather here in North Texas is still beautiful. I want to say that as often as I can before it becomes an oven. Let's catch up on the active trades. US dollar Swiss franc pushed up nicely right here last week, which allowed me to start following stops again. Currently at 92.48, locking in 196p. This is maybe starting to pause again. I don't know. It could just be a single candle pause, but I'll keep an eye on that. I'm going to let the stop get up here to say 93.20-ish maybe before I hold it again, unless it makes a new high above that level right there. Then I'll continue trailing them. And the dadgum Aussie Kiwi came within 0.2 of hitting the target earlier today and pulled back. This recording is on Sunday, by the way. Hopefully it's just clearing out some sell orders and it'll pop up and hit our target tomorrow. Okay, I entered the PG&E Corp right here on Thursday's close, and it went almost halfway to the target on Friday. A very bullish close on this candle right here, so this looks promising. Hopefully it'll continue tomorrow. Our first target is 12.29. And lastly, the Euro Swedish krona pulled a fast one on me. My broker closes an hour early on Friday, so I have to enter my trades early on Friday. And this looked really good right here. It was right there at the time that I entered. I had about 80% volume. Then it pulled back inside the range before it closed Friday. The volume looks pretty good on it though, so this could still be a nice setup, and I'm in it. My entry was 10.1967. The stop is at 10.1198, and my first target is 10.2480. It has made a higher high than Friday and a higher low so far today, but that's been on very small volume. The market's only been open for a few hours at this point, so it's looking promising. I will shut this trade down if Monday's bar closes back inside the range, but that won't negate this setup, however, so I'll be looking for a close above the range if that happens. So if you're not in this yet, I recommend that you stay out until you get a positive buy signal in the form of a candle close outside of the range with sufficient volume. I'm also going to be considering adding a trading rule to deal with this Friday issue, which is just a personal thing because of my broker closing early. But this has happened to me twice in recent weeks. I may look at a 100% average volume requirement to take a trade on Friday in Forex or some such thing. But I'll let you know what I decide to do on that. And that's all the active trades for today. Let's take a look at today's trade picks. Today we're looking at a bull flag on Bitcoin. A bull flag consists of an incoming trend like this one here, and then a descending parallel price channel like this. A bull flag is a bullish consideration, so I will only take a buy trigger on this. And the pattern is confirmed by a decline in volume and volatility down here. I measure the volatility using the average true range, or ATR. And here's the trade plan. We're going to buy a daily candle close above the bull flag. On the breaking candle to enter a full-size position, we want to see this volume bar reach up to this volume average right here. If it doesn't reach the average but does reach at least 75% of the average, I'll open a half-size position to reduce risk. You can calculate that percentage by taking this volume number, dividing it by this volume average. You should get 0.75. If you don't get that, I suggest you stand aside on the trade. Stop loss is 1.5 times the ATR. First target is 1 times the ATR. So in the breaking candle, just ahead of the close, set up your buy order, look at your ATR down here, multiply that by 1.5, measure that distance behind the entry for your stop loss, measure 1 ATR above the entry for your first target. If after entering the trade we get a candle that closes back inside the bull flag, we'll take the loss right then and not wait for it to hit the stop loss, because a breakout of the pattern should be explosive and hit our target fairly quickly. If the momentum goes away, we want to shut the trade down without taking a full stop if possible. When the price hits our first target, we'll close half the position for profit and set the stop loss to break even on the remainder. We'll then follow stops as price moves in our direction until the market takes us out. I will only risk about 2% of my account on each trade. And that's today's setup on Bitcoin. For the next setup today, we're looking at an ascending triangle on the Australian dollar Swiss franc currency pair, affectionately known as the Aussie Swissy. An ascending triangle consists of a strong resistance level, like this one here at 72.30, with several historical touches or approaches to the line, and a series of higher lows as fewer and fewer traders are thinking about taking this short. Each time the price gets back up to the resistance level, it chips away at sell orders until it finally breaks through. It should break out of the pattern with strong momentum. The ascending triangle is a bullish pattern, and I will only take a buy signal from it. And a good consolidation pattern like this should be accompanied by a decline in volume and volatility, like I mentioned before. And again, I measure the volatility using the average true range. And here's the trade plan. We're going to buy a daily candle close above the triangle. I won't bore you with the whole spiel again. Management details are always the same. If there is at least average volume, enter a full-size position. If there's only 75% of the volume, enter a half-size position. Otherwise, stand aside on the trade. The stop loss is 1.5 times the ATR. The first target is 1 times the ATR. If you get a candle that closes back inside the triangle after you enter the position, close the position and take the loss. Get half off for profit when it hits the first target, and move the stop to break even on the remainder. 2% risk on this trade. And that's today's setup on the Aussie Swissy. Okay guys, that's how I manage these trades. You do you, okay? Make sure you understand what you're comfortable with and you trade the trade that way. Now, to help me keep a handle on the psychological side of my trading, I use the trading maxims. A maxim is a general truth, fundamental principle, rule of conduct, or proverbial saying. You guys know the deal. Use whatever tools you need to help you maintain discipline, because discipline and consistency in everything are paramount. And today, Tim's trading maxim number 83. You can't start the next chapter of your life if you keep rereading the last one. How many times do you find yourself reliving your mistakes? The thing you said to your boss that you wish you hadn't said, the thing you didn't say to your spouse that you wish you had said, the time you had an opportunity to buy 100 Bitcoin for $100, the time you didn't buy extra propane the week before the temperature dropped below zero. Yes, those last two are part of my lexicon of regrets. Okay, let's make a pact. I'll stop beating myself up for not buying Bitcoin at $1 each, and you stop beating yourself up for some regret you have in your life. Is that a deal? It's tough to move on if you keep dredging up old crap you need to learn from and then forget. Let's all just move on. Remember our Bitcoin trade plan for today. We're going to buy a daily candle close above the bull flag. And our Australian dollar Swiss franc trade plan for today, we're going to buy a daily candle close above the triangle or above 72.30. For both trades, take a full-size position if you've got average volume or better, half size if you've got 75% average volume or better. Your stop loss is 1.5 times the ATR. Your first target is 1 times the ATR. You know, earlier I mentioned the Cash Alerts app. If you like making cash and you like to be calm about it, then this app is for you. I share all my calm personal trades on the app so you can trade them right beside me. That includes the trade picks from my Monday videos like this one and all the other setups that I do all week long. You get to see my modifications and additions that happen during the week as well. And here is my latest series of chat comments from this past week. Yeah, in case you haven't noticed, I can be a little bit windy. When someone asks a question, I like to give a thorough answer, so I may go on just a bit sometimes. So if I explain the same thing over and over, please forgive me. I'm old and I forget sometimes. But this is a sample of the sort of information I like to post about my trading. And that's the thing I love about this app. I can make trades and mistakes and correct them right away in real time on the chat page with explanations, and that just makes me feel way comfortable. Plus, you can ask me questions or chat with other Comcashers if you want to. The app is available for iPhone, Android, and desktop browser. If you think you might be interested in being a Comcasher, you can click the link in the description for more details. And that, my friends, is all for today's video. Come back Wednesday for the next installment of the Trading Education series. This time we'll be looking at some more trade examples. And be here Friday for my strategy of the week and next Monday for my trade picks. My videos come out at 3 p.m. New York time, barring unforeseen circumstances. And don't hesitate to ask any questions you may have. Remember, the only stupid question is the unasked one. If this video helped you, click the like below, subscribe, and hit the bell if you want to be notified of our videos in the future. Have a great week, and I will see you on Wednesday.